Hey, good morning guys. I am doing some rooting this morning like I promised you that I would do with you, and I wanted to show you the needles that I love. I've used a lot of needles since I've started doing more rooting, and the ones I love the most are the Heavenly Illusion ones. I've tried all different types. I don't use these for silicone. For silicone I will just use the straight metal needles. Excuse me. But this is the 42 gauge, 3 prong, or 3, like, I guess 3 Kerbin, that's what it says. And then I use the 46 gauge 6 Kerbin one, which means it has like the little indentations on the end of the needle where you have a really good chance of picking up a piece of hair. For the red needle, the 46 gauge, you have to make sure that the head is really hot, because otherwise it will break. The needle is so thin, so that's how you get like that one piece of hair. I am also using the I'm using the HP Babylocks Natural Blonde and the Golden Blonde, interchanging for this doll. So I'm just heating it up right now. I'm using a rice sock, and I'm heating it up in the oven at a low temperature for about 5 minutes, ever so often, just to make sure that it stays nice and warm. Otherwise you'll break those needles, and that really sucks. So I'm gonna go grab it out of the oven, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten. This is about 2 days worth of work, and it doesn't seem like a lot. Because the hair is so fine, it's hard to see it, and I'm okay with that, I guess. Although I feel like it's a lot easier to root darker hair because you can really see where it's placed, and the lighter hair is just harder because you can't really see what you're doing. And yeah, so I'm gonna work on the side here with you guys, just slowly building it up. And as I go and I see that there's more than actually 2 pieces of hair, anytime I can see like kind of like a clump there, I will pull out some hair. So really I just take a piece of hair over that, and see that just got more than one. I feel like a kindergartner making like my first project with like glue and glitter. It's crazy. The hair gets everywhere. And I just go in and do one at a time. I don't know why that's moving. It has never moved before. I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame. Okay, I'm gonna move this down to me, and just down to me. Is that good? Okay. You should be able to see. I don't know why this is, oh, okay. Alright. This is not going to be a very long video, but I did promise you that I would root with you guys. At least show you what I'm doing. It takes such a long time and lots of patience, so I really just try to do one section at a time and go very slow. And then once I hit this, I'm gonna get this part done today, and then I'm gonna stop for a little bit and work on something else, because I do have a tendency to, just want to like get to a certain point. And it's so much more enjoyable to root when you're not anxious, and it's like, I guess it's probably like, well, I mean, it's like doing really anything. We've been working on a diamond painting for about a week. And it's like you can't rush those, it's really just one diamond at a time. And of course you can have, people helping you get the different sticks, and you can all work on it, but at the very end of the day everyone is just doing one diamond at a time. So, and it's like, even when you try to do like, the 3 at a time, it never works, because it's like, it feels like it takes extra time to even line them up. It's like, are you saving time, or are you just like making more work for yourself? So just one hair at a time, and then go in and pluck if you have to. And then I always wet the hair before I heat up the head and put a hat on it, so I don't fry the hair in the oven. And then I always put like a conditioner on it as well. That keeps it nice and soft. So. And I just got these from McPherson's. These are the silky hair and the hairstyling. I also have a little bit of detangler that I can use as well. So really, it's just patience. And I remember long ago when I spoke to a reborn doll, prototype reborn doll artist who was a big fan of, and she was so kind to me, and we were talking about rooting doll hair, and you know, she said, you know, Chelsea, there isn't any secret to it. It's just good hair and patience. And I was like, oh, well, I don't have that second thing, but it is something that you can practice patience, and I'm still working on that. But you know, with every piece of art that you do, you know, the patience and the time that you put into it really does pay off. So there's nothing worse than, you know, rushing through something and then going to take photographs of it and then having to do more work on it anyway because, you know, you miss something or you don't like something. And I always seem to make mistakes when I'm tired and I've been, you know, putting in 18-hour days, and there's no point in doing that, you know. It's just better to rest and come back to it later. This is extremely tedious work, you know. The result's awesome, you know, obviously. I mean, I really, really like the result of rooted hair. I obviously love painting hair too, but you know, painting good hair, it takes just as much time. You don't realize that. So it just one strand at a time, either whether you're rooting it or painting it. It's just different. It's just different. I want to say muscle memory. It's kind of that way. It's just different parts of your brain, I guess. This is just, you don't really have to think about it, but you do, actually. So I'm really just alternating pieces of hair. So we're getting like different colors of hair. And you can't see my guidelines very, very well on the camera, but they're there. I have to make sure I can remove them. And it's like okay to wet the hair to be able to see what you're doing. Around the ear is really tricky. Whoops. I almost broke that needle off. For the longest time, I always thought there was just some like magic secret to rooting because I could never quite figure it out. And I don't really think that I've figured it out now. I think I've just done what works best for me. You know, it's like, really, it's getting good hair, making guidelines, and getting a good needle that works for you, because not every needle works the same for everybody else. I know so many people that use the crown needles, and I can't tell you how to use a crown needle to save my life. I've never been able to get a piece of hair. I have every single needle that they make, and these two are the ones that work the best for me. And you know, it's like, it's just what works best for you. Everyone is different. There's no right way to do this. It's like the whole object is to get the piece of hair into the vinyl without you know, causing at least the least amount of damage to the vinyl as you can. So also kind of like directionally rooting it so it looks like it's naturally growing out of the hair. That's only going to be achieved by looking at pictures of babies, you know, looking at real babies. I was so fortunate that my I had another niece born the other day, and she's so stinking beautiful. And immediately my sister-in-law, she sent me pictures of the baby's head and hair, and she without even asking. And I said thank you. Her name is Olivia Jane, and she's so beautiful. So I'm already like looking for sculpts to like you know, do her likeness. She's beautiful. So anyway, you know, it just takes practice, just with everything else. So this head is cooling down a lot, so I'm going to move over to the purple needle, the purple one. I also use the green one too. I forgot to tell you that the green one's a lot sturdier, and you can actually root the head cold with the green one, in my experience. So I do that sometimes too. So, okay, I really need to move this out of blocking the light so I can finish this section, but I hope that this helped you kind of see what I do. And yeah, thanks so much for watching.